You're looking at Mr. Peabody. Mr. Peabody is a 3.5-year-old Pomeranian. Cute as can be. He's been a very pampered boy all of his life. He'd much rather be held and cuddled than walked. He does not like to walk on a leash. He needs his house training. He's not been house trained. He's just been totally indulged. And he knows that he deserves it, so that's fine. No kids for this little guy because he is little and he is fragile and he doesn't understand children. And he can occasionally be protective of the person who's holding him. So you have to be careful when you're carrying him, not to shove him in somebody else's face and let them approach him rather than the other way around. The other side of that is he's tiny and he's adorable and he's friendly and he's sweet and he's cute and he's loving. And he would be a terrific companion for just about any person who's looking for a little pocket dog, who's looking for a lap dog, who's looking for a love dog. Mr. Peabody loves people, loves to be cuddled, needs someone who's looking for a dog that wants to be cuddled and that will share that love with them. Mr. Peabody is adorable and sweet and cute, and he needs a home. You're looking at Samson. Samson is a neutered male. He's 1.5 years old. He's in a Kita mix. We're not quite sure with what. This is a big, strong, loving dog. He has no idea how big and how strong he is, but he does know that he absolutely loves people. Definitely older kids only with this dog, only because of his size and the fact that he will jump up on you and he will wash your face and he is powerful and he doesn't know it. Funny thing about this guy, as big as he is, his favorite thing in all the world, outside of dragging you around, is that he loves laps and he loves to crawl into people's laps and just love them. You see why no small children. He's just so big and he doesn't know it. This is a gigantic, loving, young lap dog. Needs a lot of training. So if you've got the time and the energy to train him, the love is already there. The sweetness is already there. The heart is as big as the dog. Oh yes, let me love someone, let me kiss you, let me climb all over you. If you're looking for a challenge, a very large puppy soul that only wants to be loved, come take a look at Samson. The dog you're looking at now is Eliza. Eliza is a spayed female 5-year-old American Staffordshire Terrier. Somebody dumped this dog to live on the streets, and she didn't do very well in the streets, so she is absolutely emaciated, and I'm told she's put on significant weight since she got here. Looking at the spine, looking at the ribs, you can imagine just how thin she was when she came in. She's a little shy of strangers, though I certainly didn't see it. She was all over me immediately. So they're saying older kids only because they don't want anybody to overwhelm her and frighten her. Not that she's ever shown one iota of anything but affection and love. Please let me kiss you, let me touch you, let me be as close to you as I can. Tail never stops wagging. Whoever dumped this dog, I like to dump him, but she is sweet and she is kind and she is loving and she will put on weight and she will love you to pieces for the rest of your life because this dog is pure love in a tan coat, and her name is Eliza. The dog you're looking at now is Michelangelo. He is a 5-year-old Burmese mountain dog mix. Very handsome fellow, very sweet fellow when he gets to know you. He was one of a multitude of dogs in a hoarder situation, rescued from that situation, wants to play but doesn't quite know how, wants toys but doesn't quite know what they are, wants to kiss but isn't quite sure what kissing's all about. If you adopt this dog, you've got a big job. You've got to teach him that hands are for petting, and hearts are for loving, and families are families, and dogs are the fur babies in a family, and that they are loved, and that it's okay to play, and that it's okay to chew on a biscuit, and that it's okay to play with a rubber toy. Older kids, please, because he's not sure about being hugged yet. He seems to be house trained, and he is very responsive to whoever is handling him. Look at how gorgeous this boy is. Michelangelo needs someone who, with love and patience, will teach him about love and kindness. You're looking at Maggie Sue. Maggie Sue is a spayed female 7-year-old Cocker Spaniel, blonde cocker, little and delicate. She knows some commands. She likes to play with a ball. I'm told that she is incredibly treat-oriented, and if you want her to do almost anything, a little piece of food will get you further than almost anything else with her. She is not a candidate for a family with children. She responds to adults and is intimidated by kids, but she is very dear and very loving. She doesn't understand why she's out here, and she's a little bit nervous. And is a little nervous until she gets to know you, but once you do, she's just all over you. She is sweet, she is happy, she is cute. The little tail wags and wags and wags. There you go, a little treat will make her happy for as long as she's eating it. And her name is Maggie Sue. Buford is down on my paperwork as a bloodhound mix. He looks pretty close to being a bloodhound pure to me, but then we will never know. This is a gigantic dog, big, deep bark, and he will howl if he gets a scent that he finds fascinating. He loves to be around people. He loves to cuddle, but he needs a very strong person to walk him because he's never been taught decent leash manners. And when you get a dog that big and that strong who doesn't know what walk nice on a leash means, it means that you're going to be pulled around a lot, and that's where Buford is right now. So some time has to be invested in training for this guy. He is a big, droopy, drooly, sweet, loving fellow, and he sees something, but he is definitely a scent hound. And scent hounds need to always be leash walked because they will follow a scent and they have no idea where they're going. So while every dog needs to be leash walked, you need to be especially militant with your scent hounds, of which bloodhounds are one. His name is Buford. He is powerful, he is adorable, and he is homeless. This is the last dog we're going to show you today. You're looking at Smooch. Smooch is our special needs dog. He is 13 years old. He's a chow mix. He was adopted from this shelter 13 years ago. He gave everything he had, his heart, his love, and his joy to his family. And after 13 years, his family decided it was no longer convenient to keep him, and they brought him back. This dog is hard of hearing. His sight is not terrific. He's absolutely devastated to be in a cage. He doesn't understand what he did wrong, and he's grieving for the family to whom he gave 13 years of love. It's the kind of story that makes me crazy. It's the kind of story that makes me sad. And I'm saddest for Smooch because he is sweet and he is loving and he's always been a good boy. And now he's here again at 13 years old and has very little chance of finding a home unless some wonderful, loving, large-hearted person says, I'm not going to let this happen to this sweet old dog. I'm not going to let him die in a cage. Smooch is waiting for someone to take him home and love him and let him know one more time that the world is good and people equate to love. His name is Smooch. Save a Pet is once again taking in animals, once again functioning, thanks to the help of people who are bringing it back from the brink of closing. So there are wonderful, beautiful dogs and cats here, and every one of them needs you to give them a home. Please come out and adopt.